if I undo my jacket. Is that too bright?
No, that's great, mate. We are live, so thanks, Steve. You're looking good there on
good.
your new location, aren't you, today?
Yeah, I am. I'm in a new location, a couple of weeks away from home, Cam. As bathrooms
nice.
have been renovated, and it's down on the beach. If you can hear the surf in the background, that's that's nice. I was just wondering if the sun was reflecting off the nice aura or whatever. So,
that's good. That's good.
All righty. So welcome, folks. Great to see you again. And Cam, what are we talking about today?
So today we're doing something that I thought would be very practical for people, and based on a conversation that I had with a couple of clients yesterday, a couple of our Business Reinvented clients who are getting help from us, and that was, how do you close, right? Like how do you make a sale without feeling like you're a hard closing hustler type salesperson, right? And a lot of people have a
used car salesman, right, Cam?
A used car salesman, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of people have a negative energy towards closing.
I got a deal for you, Cam.
I got a great deal for you.
I got a deal for you. Yeah.
Well, the old I could sell ice to Eskimos, that sort of things. So, how do we avoid that but still help people? Because you can't truly help someone, Steve, until you help them make the sale, right? They've got to pay the money, they walk out with their product or service, then they get their problem solved. So today's topic is how to close with casual confidence for non-sales people. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, really important one. And I think the other thing too, Cam, is getting your head around that is that when it's free, it's not valued so much,
Right.
Whereas when people actually invest of themselves in you, time and money, they are much better clients, right? Because they have an investment as such in there. So it's it's got to be a fair exchange of value. That's the key thing. A fair exchange of value with ethical products and services. That's the way free enterprise works. That's the way we can help more people.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So today I thought what I'd do, Steve, is I'll pull up my whiteboard. I'm just going to share my screen. If you could let me know that it's sharing okay.
Right on my shirt here, Cam. It's that bright. Yeah, will do.
All right. So can you see that screen there, Steve?
Yep, all good.
Okay, great. So what I thought I'd do is just draw a little bit of a diagram that's going to help people understand or give them some steps on how to close with casual confidence. And
you've got a nice acronym as well, Cam, to help, which is really good.
Yes, I've got one. So the first part of the acronym is an S. The second part is an I. The next one is a T, and the last one is an O. So that's easy to remember: S-I-T-O, SITO, as the acronym. Okay. Now you can use this if you're a registered training provider, if you're doing a webinar, if you're doing some sort of teaching and you're not a salesperson, but you're doing a teaching, you're in the teaching environment or coaching environment, and then you want to transition from the teaching part into the what's next part, into the sales part to help people. So STIO, so the S, Steve, stands for segue. Okay, segue. The I stands for introduction, the T stands for transformation, and the O stands for offer. So let's just walk through those four together and we can talk about them. Yep. So the S is the segue. So the segue, Steve, and you can jump in here anytime, but if someone was doing the teaching, they would do the three teaching components or whatever the teaching was, and they would wrap up with something like, so to wrap up, here's what we learned today. I taught you how to do A, I taught you how to do B, we also discussed C, and if you liked all of that or you liked any of that, I've got something that you might be interested in, and that would be the segue into the close.
Yeah, it's that little transition moment that can be awkward if you're not prepared. And, the key thing too, Cam, if I can just take a step back and make a comment, is you mentioned it at the start, the sales, the confidence in sales. That is key, right? People feel they may not necessarily know it, but they feel and pick up on energy. And so if you are not confident, confidence is not arrogance, but if you are not confident in the solution you
Correct.
provide, that comes across. And so often that it can be an awkward moment between the content or the delivery of that and then the offer part. So the segue is that short transition, which the better you get at it, the more seamless it is. So if you've like you said, if you've liked what you've learned today, here's what is next. Or at this point, a lot of people ask, well, this has been really great. What's the next thing? And then it's just that little bridging moment between the education / teaching and the actual sale. All right. And so always start with that segue. It's that transition, that little moment. And I mean, there are many phrases. We've mentioned a couple already. It's that whole what's next. If you like this, here's the next thing kind of thing, and there are many of those types of phrases you can use as a segue into it. Yeah,
that's great. And so, part of that too, Steve, is practicing that. Like you mentioned a good point, keep it short, keep it sharp, and, write it out. Say it a couple of times before you get into the teaching environment. So it just becomes really natural for you. And it's not a hard close. It's just that little short period where you can just say that one or two sentences that transitions into the next step.
Yeah, and do what's comfortable for you, right? There's many ways to get right, so do what feels comfortable for you that still does the job of bridging the two things.
Yeah, that's great. So the next one, Steve, is transformation, not transition. I had transition on my brain. The next one is transformation.
No, it's intro, Ken. You've jumped ahead one, mate. It's the intro.
Oh, sorry, I did too. Yeah, all over the place this morning. Thanks. I knew you were on the call for something still. So that's a green one. So the introduction. So at this point, you would say something like, after you've done the segue, so what I've got today to share with you is my product A or service C. Or if I was doing it in marketing, I might say, okay, so here's what I've taught you today. I've taught you how to automate your business. I've taught you how to grow your business using social media. We've also learned how to do inbound marketing. And what I've got next is a brand new marketing coaching program called Business Reinvented that I want to share with you. And that would be the introduction. So, Steve, have you got anything to add to that?
No, again, I think the confidence thing is big now. This is where you're putting yourself and your offer on the line by that introduction. So it's about that, making sure it's practiced, making sure it's smooth, making sure it's conversational, but there still is that high energy behind it. So the practicing thing, the confidence is really important now. And and if it's really good, stand behind it with pride.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, absolutely. And know what it is that you're going to sell. And also when I was talking to a client yesterday who was on the call with us, and they were asking me, they were saying, should I be handing out referral cards? Should I hand out some discount cards with the referral cards? Should I then make them an offer for, if they take the next course? And at that point, like, they were introducing too many things at once. Steve. My comment here would be, after the segue, just introduce one thing. What is the one thing you want them to know about next?
Yeah, because we have mentioned the A or B close from time to time, but you're right. You can't be doing too many things. That confuses people, and we all know that confuse people to don't do anything.
Yeah,
they just freeze, right? So, which one?
Yeah, that's right. It's that old sales thing that if you confuse them, you lose them. So the next one, the T there, is transformation. So you have to tell them what is the transformation, and I'm going to run out of room here, but what is the transformation that they're going to get from your product and service? So this is where you have to say, like, here's what I've got next, here's what it is. It's going to help you do A, B, and C and avoid X, Y, and Z. So what is it that it's going to help them achieve or do or get their problem solved? And then what is it going to help them avoid? And then you could say something like, what that means is that's going to do this for you. And that's where you drop that transformation in. So what that means is that you're going to have more free time, you'll get away from your office and your business will grow, right? Or whatever it is.
Yeah, think for the transformation, think weight loss advertising, right? You always see the before and after photos. You know, that's a good anchor, I think. You know, or what is that, you know, fat photo, thin photo kind of thing for your particular product or service, your industry, your niche?
Yeah, yeah, that's really good.
Because that's what you're selling. Is you're selling that result, right? You're not selling necessarily the thing. So you're quite right with your word choice there. The transformation, sell the result or the transformation, the thing that they are going to get at the very end.
That's right. And I probably want to add here, Steve, as part of that transformation of telling them, you know, how you're going to get A, B, and C, avoid X, Y, and Z, which will mean that, you know, you'll get this transformation. I think it's important here not to go back to, you know, selling. You're now in the close, like you're now in that segue of just let them know really quickly about what it is, what the transformation is, and then move casually into the offer, not get stuck on overselling. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can talk too much at times, can't you?
Yeah, they tend to oversell and they want to talk about it more and more and more.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And people are more in love with their
they're trying to convince themselves. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. They're more in love with their products than their prospects, right? So be super clear on the transformation and then move quickly into the offer. Okay. And that's the O. Now, Steve, have you got any comments you want to make on the offer?
Just make it clear what it is that you want them to do.
Yeah, that's good.
Is it complete the form and hand it to the person at the back of the room? Is it click on the button? Is it you know, fill out the card? Like what is it you want them to do? That's got to be really clear.
Yeah,
you know, I know that seems obvious, Cam, but it is also an area that you and I see mistakes made in.
Yeah. So the offer is really what to do. You know, fill out this form, complete this card, click this link, buy this now, right? But if you're teaching in person, what's good to do, and I suggested to the client yesterday, is that have some sort of order form, but don't bring out the order form until you've completed the offer. Yeah. So you might say, so what I've got next for you is a training package. It's worth $5,000. And what I've got here, Steve, is I've got an order form for you to fill out. And on the order form here, you'll see you just write your name, you write your address, and down the bottom here, you just write your credit card. And I'm just going to hand that out to everyone now. So what I want you to do is complete your details there. We'll get you locked and loaded on that order form, and then you're good to go, and we'll book you in on the next training course. And that could be, you know, something simple that you can do quite easily.
One of the other things I will say, Kim, is that you do need to show the value that they are getting. You know, so for example, on the order form, it might be, you know, we do this, we do that, you know, and that's the overall price. Then, you know, when you get the order form, you'll see that. Then you fill out the details here, you hand around the order forms, go through it, talk it through. But yeah, make sure you show value before you show price, and then tell them how to get it. Right, they're the key things. Yeah.
Very good. Very good. Well, Steve, have you got anything else to add to our acronym SITO, S-I-T-O?
SITO, just practice it, speak with confidence, and you know, the more you do, the better you'll get at it. You know, if you follow those fundamentals, though, those principles, you know, you will learn to adjust as you go, and you know, that's what you have to do. We always have to reevaluate and tweak things as we go forward. So no, Kim, that's it for today.
Excellent. All right, folks. Well, thank you very much for tuning in. If you've watched this on the recording, just leave us a comment below. And if you've got any questions, leave us a comment. And if you're interested in working with Steve and I or finding more about what we do, just head over to businessreinvented.com.au. I'll pop a link down in the comments below. We're also giving people the opportunity to book a 35-day marketing game plan. And you'll have Steve and I working with you to create a game plan just for your business. So go ahead, take us up on that opportunity, and that'd be great. Until next time, this is Cam Roberts and Steve Plummer signing out.
See you, folks.